Oh, hey. Welcome to Plague Days with Panda. I'm Panda. And this is my little buddy Sasquatch. And I bought him. I had to have him. And you want to know why? Because he has a little butt. Anyway. So today, I got it dolled up for you guys. And I put him in a little witch hat. And I'm sitting in my bedroom. And my friend recently gave me this really nice gift of this book. It is the Occult Book. Do you get any tingles from my shitty iPhone? No? Okay then. So I was gonna read you guys some crazy stories. We can just hang out for a minute and learn some things about the occult. So first we have a fun story about casting spells for the Pope. You guys, look at that. Look at that guy. He's gonna cast some spells. Okay, listen. The year, it's 1628. Put yourself there. Here we go. Cold terror must have passed through the renegade friar when the messengers of the Pope arrived at his humble dwelling in Rome. Tommaso Campanella, 1568 to 1639, had every reason to fear the power of the Catholic Church. He had been imprisoned twice for heresy and a third time for leading a rebellion against Spanish rule in southern Italy. A rising in which Campanella's occultism played a central role. I didn't even know. While in prison the third time, he had written a utopian book called The City of the Sun, in which he expounded a vision of a perfect society governed by astrological magic. None of this was likely to endear him to the church hierarchy, and Campanella knew it. In fact, the current Pope, Urban VIII, had issued a papal bull forbidding astrology. The messengers assured Campanella, however, that they were not there to haul him in before a tribunal. Instead, they wanted him to do a very special favor for the Pope. Urban's opposition to astrology, it turns out, was a facade. He was himself an astrologer, and he feared that an approaching eclipse and a baleful relationship to his birth chart could bring about his death. He wanted Campanella to perform rituals to ward off the effects of the eclipse. This Campanella was more than willing to do. Following the teachings of Picatrix and the Corpus Hermeticum, he prepared a chamber with magical images invoking beneficent planets, and he and the Pope together burned incense and recited incantations for days on end until the malefic influence of the eclipse was safely past. The rituals seemed to have worked because Pope Urban VIII lived for another 16 years, dying at the healthy old age of 76, and Campanella lived the rest of his life free from any threat from the Inquisition. And now you know. That's a thing you know. And knowing's half the battle. I got one more. Got one more story for you guys today. This is about Miss Evangeline Adams, who was acquitted of fortune telling Look at her. She seems like a really nice lady. She's got those crazy eyeglasses that just do this. They don't have ear sticks. And I think, like, that's gotta be really tight on the nose. Wouldn't it be? Like, you would have to pinch, or they'd just fall off. Or she just has, like, a really prominent nose. I'm tripping over this lady's picture, but that's okay. When Evangeline Adams, 1868 to 1932, visited New York on the late winter day in 1899, she was already a well-known astrologer, and the owner of the hotel where she had planned to stay eagerly provided her with his birth chart data. Adams calculated his birth chart and progressed it to that year, but what she saw disturbed her so much that she went to another hotel. I'm sorry. Anyway, the chart predicted disaster, a prediction that was fulfilled the next day when the hotel burned to the ground. Can you imagine? Word got out, and by 1905, Adams had so many clients in New York City that she had to move there, renting a studio in Carnegie Hall and offering consultations. Her clientele soon included some of the richest and most influential people in New York, among them the legendary financier J.P. Morgan. When criticized for his interest in astrology, Morgan is reported to have said, "Millionaires don't use astrology. Billionaires do." Let's put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. Under the laws of New York State, though, astrology still counted as fortune-telling and was against the law. In 1914, despite her wealthy and influential friends, Adam was brought up on charges of fortune-telling. To defend herself, this is the best part, she asked the judge to provide her with the birth data for a person he knew but she did not, and cast and interpreted that person's birth chart right there in the courtroom. The reading she gave was an accurate description of the personality of the judge's son. Impressed, the judge said that Adams had raised astrology to the level of an exact science and ruled that astrology no longer could be prosecuted as fortune-telling. It took years for similar rulings to be handed down in other jurisdictions, but the climate of opinion had changed. By the middle years of the 20th century, astrologers practiced their art undisturbed across most of the Western world. Isn't that neat? This is a fun book. I'm super grateful for my new book. Thank you so much. And so, I hope that you enjoyed those little tidbits of fun. I don't really know what else to say or talk about other than, like, what even is our life. But that's okay. We're gonna get through it together, you guys. I hope that you have a good day. See you next time on Plague Days with Panda. Okay. Mwah.